So we need to have a serious conversation about police versus ICE because it's coming. Police are already starting to push back against ICE. Police right now actually have an opportunity of a lifetime because everybody fucking hates them. They could redeem themselves in the eyes of the people by choosing who they are willing to stand against. This country has been living on the brink of civil war for years. Okay? Let's call it what it is. Systemic human rights violations, state violence, entire communities being treated as expendable. And when you have armed agents of the state harming civilians, ICE and immigration enforcement, and then you have armed agents of the state sworn to protect them, police officers, that is by definition the beginning of an internal conflict. And when I say that we're seeing police being combative with ICE, not with bullets, okay, but with refusal, with obstruction, with intervention, with protection. We saw it in Arizona, where local police officers were refusing cooperation and they were even intervening during federal immigration operations, creating visible tension between both agencies. We saw it in Colorado, Durango, where police didn't assist in the detention of children. They were prioritizing welfare checks and stepping in to protect civilians instead of expanding harm. So we're going to talk about historical context. So before the Civil War of the 1860s, our country didn't collapse overnight, okay? It fractured slowly. Local authorities in northern states began refusing to enforce federal slave catching laws. Some sheriffs weren't cooperating. Police were warning families. There was local governments passing laws directly contradicting federal mandates. The federal government was responding by doubling down on enforcement, and that tension between local law enforcement deciding to protect residents and federal agents enforcing policy existed years before the first shot was fired. And the war didn't start when the guns were raised. It started when obedience broke. Every American civil conflict has had a moment where it could have been de-escalated, where restraint, refusal, or even just courage could have prevented wider violence. And that is why this moment matters, because when police intervene early by refusing cooperation, by protecting civilians, by drawing legal lines, they aren't starting a war, they're preventing one. So when we talk about ICE versus police, it's not me trying to fearmonger. It's not a slogan. It's a reality that is already forming. And when lines are drawn between two different armed authorities inside the same country over who controls civilians and whose rights matter, that is what civil war looks like at its earliest stage. The only question is whether police will continue choosing compliance or whether they will redeem themselves and choose the people. Will law enforcement exist to protect the people they are sworn to protect? Or will they choose to enforce policy at any cost, even if that cost is the lives of human beings? Don't care if they're legal or not. Human beings, because that's what they are. This could become the tip of the iceberg, or the moment that intervention prevented something far worse from happening.